73% of men watch porn every single week, and most of them, they think they're still in control. But here's the truth. Lust isn't just a habit anymore, it's an epidemic. It's weakening men silently in their energy, their posture, their relationships, even their leadership. You want to be respected. You want to feel like a man again. Then you've got to face this. You keep folding in the dark. Like right now, your family respects a version of you that only exists when you're hiding your weakness. You want respect from your wife, your kids, your team. But let's be honest, how are they supposed to respect you when you keep folding in private? You can't lead anyone if you keep betraying yourself. Every time you click, you scroll, or relapse, you're not coping. You're training yourself to lose. You don't need more motivation. You need to rebuild the man you actually respect. Here's the thing, brother. Every man remembers the first time lust won. You probably don't talk about it, but it shaped something in you, and you know it. It didn't feel like a choice, right? It felt like gravity. Like it was always going to happen. A part of you said, now this is just what we do now. And from that point, it became your default button. Are you stressed? Lust. Are you bored? Lust. You insecure? Lust. You weren't choosing, you were basically reacting. Giving control to a chemical impulse, letting it train your mind without realizing it. Every scroll, every click, you thought you were coping, but you were conditioning your nervous system to fold. That's not shame. That's wiring. And if you don't rewrite it, it keeps pulling you into the same pit. You're not broken, brother. You're just unstructured. And you can't outwill broken systems. We don't fix this with hacks. We fix it by going to war with the patterns that keep you small. Listen, this isn't 1995. Lust isn't hidden anymore. It's basically the business model. It's engineered into every scroll you make. Your phone's not a tool, it's like a slot machine. And every swipe is a pull. Ka-ching! You're gambling your attention. And you're losing. By a long shot. You refresh, hoping for some hit that makes you feel something, but it's not satisfaction, it's a sedation. The dopamine isn't the problem, it's that your baseline is fried. You need more and more and more just to feel anything. And real life starts to feel boring. Relationships feel flat, focus feels impossible. That's what happens when stimulation is free and endless. You tell yourself it's just a break. But this is a breakdown in slow motion. Men are paying thousands to fake connections on OnlyFans, thinking it's power. No, it's not. If a stranger on screen can trigger you or your brain to spiral into some shit, you're not leading, you're leaking. This is not a guilty pleasure. It's a full-on, slow drip attack on who you were meant to be. Let me take you back to when I was 11. The house was quiet, no one was home, and I stumbled onto something I wasn't ready for. It didn't feel bad, it felt powerful. Discovering a secret room in my own mind. I'm talking about porn. At the time, I'd heard of women, sure, but I'd never seen one naked. So the dopamine hit was instant and huge. But over time, that so-called room became a prison. And the worst part, I held the key. I locked myself in again and again and again. Even when I was building things, companies, teams, routines, lust followed me around. I could be a leader at work, calm under pressure, but alone, at night, I folded like a boy. I kept telling myself, this doesn't matter, but deep down, I knew it mattered more than I wanted to admit. Because every time I gave in, I started trusting myself a little less. It showed up in my posture, my tone, my presence with my kids, my leadership at home. And that's when it hit me. Discipline doesn't start in public, it starts in the dark. Most men think lust is the enemy. It's not. The real enemy is unguarded time. You think you need more motivation, you don't. You need fewer gaps, fewer moments where nothing is decided and anything can happen. That's where lust wins. You delete apps, you promise to do better, but the fall keeps happening because you never changed your structure. Lust slips in through the cracks, and you've left too many of them open. There's no boundaries, no bedtime, no guardrails. That's not freedom, that's exposure. You haven't built walls, you're not strong. You're just not under attack yet. Brother, every relapse is a system failure, not a moral one. You don't need to feel bad. You need to build better. Discipline isn't about heroic effort. It's about making the strong choice automatic. Here's a little Brotherhood battle plan, just 5 tactical shifts you can do. Number 1, starve the cheap pleasure. No more phone in the bedroom, no more scrolling while your wife sleeps. You don't need that stimulus. It's not harmless, it's weakening you. Create rules, not suggestions. Make it non-negotiable. Pleasure isn't the enemy, but cheap pleasure, that's poison. And it tastes sweet, until it costs you everything. Number 2 is to track your triggers or your own patterns. Your lust spikes aren't random. They're predictable. And if they're predictable, they're beatable. Start tracking when and where it hits. What were you feeling? What were you doing? Write it down. Awareness beats willpower every time. When you can see the punch coming, you can, duck and avoid it. Number 3 is de-pedestal the woman. Rebuild the man. Every time you scroll past some stranger online and let her steal your energy, you're telling your brain she's the prize. And you're not. She's not better than you. She's just not distracted. Yet, focus on rebranding your own standard, because the man who respects himself doesn't beg for validation. Like when you see an ass shaking on Instagram, just click the dots at the bottom if you actually have to be on Instagram and just say not interested. Try and get those asses out of your Insta reel fucking algorithm, Try and do that. Number 4 is transmute the fire. You've got a fire in you. That's not the problem. That's the fuel. But if you don't give it a direction, it burns you down. Channel it into work, into training, into intensity where it matters. You weren't built to repress, you were built to aim. And number 5, you gotta lock the mission. What are you building? If your life isn't aimed at something real, your urges will fill the void, So write your mission down, make it clear, make it weighty, make it heavy. Because when your mission gets heavy, your cravings lose power. Basically now you have 2 options. You can lead or you can leak. You can keep hiding behind soft words and softer nights, or you can face the weight. You want your kids to trust you? Lead when no one's watching. You want your wife to respect you? Win the battle she can't see. Every time you choose to give in, you shrink. But every time you say no, when no one is watching, you grow. Quietly, powerfully. That's the path. No medals, no claps, just presence, strength, and peace. You already know what to do, so just do it. This isn't about streaks or purity. This is about power. Power to lead, power to stay calm, power to show your son what it means to master yourself. You don't need hype. You don't need standards. You don't need to be perfect. You need to stop hiding. So stand up, lead again. One day, one decision, one standard at a time.